What's going on, everybody? We're coming to you live from Farmington Hills, Michigan. We're at Take a Chance Records. I'm Will, a.k.a. Siren. We got Nate over here.
Yes, sir.
And how you feeling, Nate? We always start this episode because we gotta talk about us a tiny bit.
We've been on a grind. Dude.
We've been on a grind, but we got
a special guest,
big business moves over here.
A very, very good person, very successful business, up and coming, for the independent, for the streets, doing a lot for the community as we speak. We have Mr. Colton Luke, also the owner of Currency Clothing. How we doing today, Colton?
That one made me blush, guys. that was really good. You're like Bruce Buffer. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Thank you for having me. Obviously,
thank you for coming on.
These two right here have been friends with me like since I've been in school, basically. So I'm just happy to be here. It's like just nothing new. We're just hanging out.
That's one thing that's so cool about a lot of us doing shit because we're all boys. So it's just cool. Like we're all making big moves together.
I just enjoy sitting down and just getting to know people on a more personal level. Like 100%. Obviously it's dope to do it with the people that I've known for years, but just sitting down with other people that I'm not like too familiar with, just because they record here, it's awesome to do this.
Yeah,
it's a blessing for sure.
100%.
But back to you. You just had a Lions player wearing your clothes.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Yeah, shout out my boy Aleem McNeil.
Shout out the Lions.
Yep, shout out the Lions.
Yeah.
Yep, they're biting kneecaps for real.
You think you could pull some strings and get them on here?
Oh man, I can see. I'll sound this episode hopefully.
Hey, around this time the Lions have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So go Lions.
He's a really good guy. So I'm sure he would just for the love. Shout out to him. I want to say we're a fan of each other more so because he also makes his own clothes as well.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yep.
No, I wasn't hip either.
So he's a really good guy, and that's actually why we connected in terms of collaborating. I don't want to speak on too much or anything, but you can maybe like see something at the end of the season when he's got the time to sit down. But he wore I think it was my brain repair. I have a lot of designs now. Mm-hmm. But he wore one of my tie-dye shirts as a pregame outfit. Man, I was fucking geeked.
It was that light blue one, right?
Yeah, it was a tie-dye. It was one of the brain ones. I know it's one of the brain ones because those two meant something to me. So I just don't remember which one it was. But shout out to you, William. You're my fucking guy, but you already know that. So appreciate you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're recently a homeowner.
Yeah.
Just purchased a crib, right?
Yep. Shout out to my girl too.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Shout out to the girl.
Yep. Yeah. Shout out Nani. I know you're at home right now, but shout out to you. I definitely couldn't have done it without you. But I just got a home. That shit is. I don't want to say it was hard. It's kind of scary. Change is just scary as fuck always.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that Chance, all of you guys were probably scared. Trying to invest into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah, like being here. I'm sure, like probably halfway painting through these walls, you were like, fuck, like this is. Yeah, like we're here now.
This better turn out.
Yeah, like we're paying the fucking bills now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I felt going to the new home. But I'm not gonna lie, so far so good though. I'm loving it. I'm able to create a much better working space for myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, for real.
Fuck, we're on a podcast together.
Just off of Blackout Friday. Just a nice little event that was at the Lunar Station, Trenton, Michigan.
Yeah.
How'd that come about,
Yeah, shout out to my guys out. Oh, yeah. And also, I do have some, I think we all do, have some recap footage. I know I have a video coming out here soon about it.
It'll probably already be out, so check the description.
Yeah. Yep. Shout out to my guys out. Oh, yeah. They're my fucking brothers over there.
Those are the homies.
Blake, Dorsey, Brandon, but just fucking call him Dorsey.
That's Dorsey.
Yeah, Dorsey, Blake, and my boy Chris. Fucking call him
center type beats.
Yep, call him Mario Man. He'll know what that means. Chris, if you see this, if you see this, you'll know what that means.
Those are the homies.
So they're my fucking guys. I did obviously a podcast with them.
A few of them.
Yep, I've appeared a couple times.
Episodes.
Yeah, no, we've grown really, really close over the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
It could even be like quicker than that. I feel like it was cold outside, but either way, they're my fucking guys, and they had me on a podcast, and I had stayed after the podcast for maybe like 2 hours and like just had
kicking it.
Yep, had some brewskis. My boy Damn Chapo was there too, and we all was kind of like just
shout out Chapo.
Yep, shout out my boy Chapo. Family ties, but But yeah, so like we all kind of sat there just like shooting the shit for a little bit. And they had let me know that there was a show in Frankenmuth, December 30th. I almost said January.
That's the next thing I want to touch on was Frankenmuth. By the time this is out, it'll already be over. But what's this event in Frankenmuth?
So a lot of people who know me now know me for like clothes and like Camp Currency, and I've been accused of favoring rap a lot. So
Trying to branch out a little bit.
Yeah. So we in that night of my podcast that we talked. I mentioned them because they work closely with a couple different bands as well. Just on their own time, and, through their own ventures. And I had told them, I really want to get more involved with like bands. I don't just want to be, just doing rap the entire time. And I still do love rap. That's still my heart. But I did want to, just to see new fans, get new engagement. And so we worked it out as well where they're going to actually host Camp Currency in 2023. And I'll have more to say about that later.
I'm so fucking excited for that.
Yeah, I'll have some stuff to show you later about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we've been working closely. I actually sponsor them now as of this past week. It'll be, past when this comes out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we worked out a deal to where I was going to, in my sponsorship, I'm tagging along on all of their events. And I'm going to have them probably hosting Camp Currency from here on out.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it was a lot. Like, I hear stuff that happened at Camp Currency, good things, like, someone came up as a feature on stage and performed, didn't even know that they showed up.
Yeah.
So, like, it was such a jam-packed, busy night for everybody. Like, we were very much understaffed. So having them all three of them as a host, getting YouTube content for us, for them as well.
Just as like a comedy relief in between the rap and stuff like that, in between the music more so. But it just works, and they're gonna be perfect.
Yep. Yeah. No, like they really blend well with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that I stand for as well. So. Yeah, no, I do think that working with them was something that was really beneficial for me.
Yeah,
those are the fucking homies for real.
Yeah, that Frankenmuth trip's definitely gonna help your business, reach other audiences, and you'll be able to network there, make connections there. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. It's actually the first sold out show I've ever been a part of.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm scared though because obviously there's wonderful bands all participating. It is Euclid Motel, Loud Thoughts, Voss, Lions Lane, and
are the Pink 50s?
Pink 50s aren't there.
Okay.
But I do feel like I missed one though. But yeah, I'll of course look whenever we have a break here and give them a proper shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a rock show. 250 out of 250 tickets were sold.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm kind of scared though. I just haven't been that far away. I've never even been to Frankenmuth. So I've never made that drive. It's like an hour and 45.
It's fun, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
I was there for different reasons than you, but Frankenmuth is quite the experience, just to let you know.
Yeah.
I've never been either. I've never been out there.
I would tell you guys to come if I could.
Dude, it just looks like a movie, bro.
Does it? I mean, I guess that's good for the footage aspect. I'm gonna have my boy.
Oh
Devin.
no, you'll get sick.
Devin going with you?
You'll get sick
That's
pictures.
dope.
You'll get sick pictures.
That's dope.
It's gonna be me, Devin, my boy Gabe over here. Shout out my young dog Gabe.
Shout out, homie.
Yep. And then my other young bull Austin. And those who are tied with me, around Camp Currency, you know exactly who that motherfucker is.
Yeah, I don't. Oh my
Go
bad.
ahead, go ahead.
I don't know if we have this written down, but you talk about you and Gabe's relationship a little bit, because the last few times that I've seen you, he's right there with you, like a right hand man kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's my dog. That's my dog. So, Gabe was actually my girlfriend's little cousin. But like I just got really close to him and his older brother Marcos. Shout out Marcos too. This is my dog. This is my young bull that I bring with me everywhere.
Yeah.
He meets all the Camp Currency performing artists. Comes to every event with me. So yeah, that's my young bull over there. Shout out my dog Gabe.
Shout out Gabe, man.
Yeah.
You touched on Devin. We were gonna bring him up later in the episode, anyways, but I figured we'd just do it now.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with him? How did that Camp Currency, you guys collaborating and doing all these ventures together, how'd that all come about? When did you meet him?
So we actually went to high school together, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest, we didn't even talk like even remotely. Like we did, like we were friendly, but like we never hung out outside of high school, and at the time we both were not at the level of doing things that we were right now. Anyway, like I was still like just putting Sharpie on clothes, And you know what I mean. So like there was no reason for him to even like get in contact or even vice versa.
Yeah.
And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Siren, there was actually the Pick It Up video. You had him shooting.
Yeah. I that's what I've always thought.
Yeah.
It was that.
So yeah, we did always like kind of like support each other on social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, he that day when we all went to Applebee's, I needed a photographer that like could be consistent. Not that any of my other ones aren't right now.
Yeah.
Because I've shot with a lot of people, but I just need someone who lived really close by, that also didn't mind for his portfolio getting in fucking -5-degree weather with me.
And super fucking creative, just a mind.
Yeah, he needed some work. I needed to take off as well, so like the match made sense.
Yeah.
I didn't want to also feed off somebody who was well established, you know. So I wanted, to have a team.
Yeah.
And Devin like definitely was that for me. And after that Pick It Up music video that we did, he started just doing just about every shoot for me. He at the very least shoots my YouTube videos. If he'll throw some edits here and there, but he's getting his flowers now and pretty busy. So
That's a homie.
yeah,
Right
shout
there,
out my
man.
boy. I've been supporting that. That's been my boy for a long time. So I'm
Yeah.
just very glad to see.
Same here.
So yeah. So he does he makes my Snapchat filters.
Yeah.
He made sure things were running smooth with like the performances at Camp Currency while I was doing my table.
Yeah.
Making sure that there was enough change up front, because surprisingly, holy fuck, there was so many singles that were needed that I didn't anticipate. So yeah, overall, like he just does a lot for me behind the scenes, and a lot of people I feel like don't know that. I mean, I try to make it very well known as possible, but someone who maybe isn't a diehard fan wouldn't know that. And that's my boy for real. He does so much for me behind the scenes. But I'm the one that tried to push him into that pop punk album.
Yeah, you did say that. You
That's
did
my
say
that's
that.
my boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was bitching at him for a very long time when he was at my house.
He was saying that he played you a song and you were just like, bro, that's your genre.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
I like anytime he tried to show me a rap song with like you or anything on, I was like, this.
Yeah, it was a little bit. Yeah,
I was like,
get what
just
you're
turn
saying.
that shit off.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
pop-
yeah.
that pop punk.
Yeah,
shit,
especially with the
yeah.
Dons too. That was a really good feature they had. Those, yeah. I got Camp Currency was amazing. Devin's amazing. I feel like I really just opened up a lot of relationships for like everybody overall,
Yeah.
and even just working with everybody still.
Yeah, I made sure I told Devin that his work doesn't go
Unnoticed.
underappreciated
Oh, hell
or
no.
unnoticed, because
Yeah.
he does a lot.
Yeah, I'm
But,
gonna see him tomorrow.
I want to know a little bit about your upbringing before you were making clothes. What were you doing?
Okay. So, oh man, that's a really multi-layered question. so my upbringing, and I've talked about this before, so I don't ever mind mentioning it. I grew up with a single mom, so like that heavily, really influences like everything that I do. Like I really do walk with a chip on my shoulder, and I feel like I do talk about it a lot because I really do, I like carry that and feel that. That's actually where the name Currency Clothing came from. But before that, what started it, I should say, like what made me push my limit and want to do something new was I actually worked at CVS. Fucking terrible job. Terrible job. Like horrible. My first day there, an old man walked up to the counter and threw 2 boxes at me. So at first I was pissed about that. And I realized there was 2 different brands of boner pills. And he's like, which brand is better? And I laughed, and then, like, he's still sitting there serious, and then I realized I'm behind the fucking pharmacy counter. So, like, I need to give him information right now, or, like, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was, like, my first day, at least first week, enough for me to know someone's name to be like, hey, like, you gotta fucking take this over.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that job overall made me, like, want to just do something new. And also, I was going to college at the same time for radiology. I was going to Henry Ford, and I don't know if it was COVID that made me want to quit, but just obviously making clothes was 10 times more fucking fun.
Yeah.
So that was like what pushed me. I was like just in a really bad spot. I was not enjoying life. I remember like I was down and bad to the point where like I hadn't posted on Instagram for a year. Like I didn't even like want to like be in Michigan anymore. And I think a lot of people don't know that either. Like I was really like hurting at that moment for like a lot of different reasons. And like that was like the moment like that I like kind of just like stopped fucking crying about it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I would say what I was doing before was just fucking hating life at first. So yeah. everything aligned for me at a good time. I'll say that I'm blessed for that.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you could escape that mentality.
100%.
That
And we've touched on that in a few different episodes.
Yeah, it's tough for people to speak out on that. So
Yeah.
It's very
good for you, for real. When did you guys meet?
Oh, this fucking motherfucker. All right. So yeah, my boy Lil Siren, and like he always will say this too, like he knows Lil Siren and Colton Luke. Like, and like a lot of people don't even know.
Baker and Colton.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah.
But
What were you calling him earlier? William.
yeah, William Baker, yeah.
Government.
Yep, that's my guy. So like, and he'll say it a lot too. He knows like Colton Luke. Some people don't even know my name's like Colton Luke. It's Colton James.
Yeah.
So that's my middle name, by the way, for people who don't know.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to explain that multiple times.
Yeah.
I almost slipped up in the intro. I'm not gonna lie, but I remembered.
I mean, it still works.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to school with Lil Siren. He was a grade younger than me.
Yeah.
And I watched this man from the come up start rapping. I remember his first song.
Oh God.
Yep. And he's come a long way. I can say that as well.
I appreciate that. I
I
appreciate that. But we've had some funny moments. I remember being in the same gym class and we actually won the volleyball championship in our gym class.
I think that's still on my Instagram. Hopefully we can put it on the screen.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna put that up because I think it was you, me. We had Steph.
Let's see if I got it right now.
Yeah, we had Steph. Josh was on our team.
Yep.
And we're just all chilling like that after winning the volleyball
Just the
championship.
dream team in
Yeah,
the volleyball
100%.
championship.
What, on an IG?
I think it's on my Instagram still.
I really hope so because that was such a fucking good time.
that was amazing.
No, we've had some moments. There, in fact, was one. I'll get into that after you show this picture real quick.
This is before the close too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Yep.
like
I
I
got
said.
it.
Yeah. Yep, there it is.
Screenshot that.
Yeah.
Screenshot that and send it to me.
Yeah,
Yep.
there it is.
Yep.
There it is.
I got that.
But yeah, the cool part kind of about it is like I've said before when you and me have talking, you just said it, like fuck Lil Siren and fuck not fuck currency, but like I care about the Colton Luke and the Will Baker relationship.
Scared me with that remark. I was like, oh my
No,
god.
yeah, I know.
I mean, we dropped some weed there.
So, but there was one story where just so happens I was late for school. And I'm walking. It's like 8:00. Like school started at 7:40. So I'm walking in, and kind of the deal was, if you wanted to sign in, go to the front. But if you didn't care about signing in, you would just go to the side door by the cafeteria.
Which was riskier.
Yeah,
Riskier.
yeah. So I get up to the door, and as I hear my name, and I turn, and I see Colton kind of like jogging up to me, and he goes, "Bro, do I smell like weed?" And before he even got to me, I could smell it already. So then he was,
reeking.
yeah. So
I was
I
terrible with that.
actually gave him my hoodie to put on to like
The
cover
fucking
the
the
smell.
jacket off his back.
Yeah.
This is like the first interaction between you guys.
No,
I'm like, give me your shit.
No, because I think we
Give
had
me your
had-
lunch money, kid.
We had Jim before that.
Yeah,
and
no,
shit like
I
that.
had been around.
We were
yeah.
boys. We knew each other.
That's why I was like, dude, help me. Do I
But
smell
yeah,
like weed?
I hooked him up and gave him the hoodie.
The fucking hoodie
And then
off his
That's
back.
a real one. That's
And
a
it was
real one.
it was like a beer. It was Bell's beers, like the alcohol company.
Yep.
And I think Mr. Gervasi ended up making you take it off. Shout out Jivo. That's a
Yeah,
homie.
I wasn't gonna say his name, but since you said it, yeah.
That's
you're
a
just-
homie.
You're just walking around school shirtless.
No, okay. So what happened was I had clothes on already, and I was like, man, like, do I smell like weed? And yeah, like I definitely did. So what was the answer to that question? And so
100%.
he just to cover it, like mask it, actually to fucking like drown the smell. He gave me his hoodie.
And it was
then-
one of those big ass.
I
hoodies,
still
too.
have it. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Like I wear it still like regularly. Like there's even stains on it now because I wear it so much. And so I ended up having to take it off because it was alcohol related. But whenever I got yelled at, he said, "Colton, take it off right now."
Yeah.
And I didn't know exactly for why. So I said, "Why?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "You know why." So then.
You're bugging right now. Like,
So-
you're,
Oh,
oh,
you're thinking
shit.
you reek.
So that's why I thought. I was like, I don't know if
Yeah.
like, because I mean, I thought like he meant like maybe get out of here, but then I was like thinking back. He said take the hoodie off,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, fuck, my bag's still in there. so like, what the fuck do I do? And so I ended up like just basically, I think I saw you again. And,
Yeah, because I asked you later on, and you didn't have the hoodie on.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, what the fuck you do with
Yeah.
the hoodie? And I was like, it's in my locker. And so I ended up just taking the hoodie off, going to the bathroom, and like just kind of sitting there for like 20 minutes. And then I remember him kind of like giving me a hard time, like, where were you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't even have a shirt on under there. And I definitely did.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to, talk to somebody. And so I think he thought that I was like having a hard time at home,
Yeah,
like because
yeah.
of that. Like you thought I didn't have a fucking shirt, so like. So yeah, that was like the overall experience, and like I'm high too, so like I don't know if I was overthinking it. Like maybe he doesn't think that, you know.
Definitely were.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You probably were.
So yeah, that was funny, great, but also terrible.
But yeah, we've had, and that's what's so cool about it too, because we've seen, like you said, you remember my first song. I remember your first drop.
Yep.
So like, it's so cool to see. I mean, how far we both have
Yeah.
come. Like, you know, so that was just a big reason why. Like, I still look back at those
Yeah.
times and like look back and smile and stuff. Like, bro, I knew you before I knew Devin.
Yep.
Like, that's what's crazy.
Shout out Nate too. He's been going very hard with his music as well.
Yeah,
Me?
100%.
I don't take music serious.
Well,
I
mean,
do it just
and
to
that
kick it with the boys and
Yeah.
use it as like a therapy. Like I don't like promote my own. Like
It's good
music.
though. That's
Thank
good.
you. I
Shout out to him.
appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank you. I
That
appreciate
That
it.
album
But,
is
like,
not a good album.
I was gonna say, where's it at?
You're not taking that shit serious. The middle one.
No
the,
hard.
the,
Yeah,
the
no,
purple and the
yeah,
black
I
one.
I thought it was. I don't know why right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For some reason.
I don't promote my own music. I don't take it that serious. I just kick it with the boys and Chance and you
What
know,
a humble
make-
what a humble
make some
guy.
music.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god.
Listen,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If something took off, I would pursue it. And I'd
Yeah,
run
there's
with
money,
It.
yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean? But
obviously.
like
Yeah,
right now,
100%.
I just use it as a therapy. And
You're
just, I'm just
enjoying the
chilling.
music you're putting out.
What do you prefer
Not
to
even
do?
that.
Like,
What do you mean?
like you like the podcast more than music?
Yes.
I'm more.
I'll
I'm
answer
more-
it for him. 100%.
I'm more business oriented than I am like trying to make
feel
it
that.
as like an artist. Like I'm not. Dude, I'm a white kid from the burbs. I'm not gonna, you know.
I do. Yeah, I do understand that.
Nah, fuck it. We're
Like-
gonna blow up. I don't give a shit. Little
I
sorry.
don't know. That's just me.
I do
don't-
understand.
I
that.
got other like things I want to do with my life. I'm not worried about making music all the time.
Yeah.
I just do it when I can. Like those songs really just came up out of nowhere, like over a span of a year, and we structured it to the right order, and it worked
Yeah.
out. So
Nah, I really liked it.
Nah,
Appreciate it.
he's the one that brought this idea to me about doing a podcast
Like
about
2 years ago.
like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, because we had talked about doing something like at Chance's old studio, like podcast wise,
but we didn't have the space for it.
Yeah.
Or the time or
Right.
whatever. That's why we're setting it up now when it got off its feet and we're
And
in the
then-
building.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. Man, it's actually inspiring. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I'm
that.
Makes you wanna,
I'm
do
really
one too.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I
and
heard you had one.
Yeah, you guys
And-
have actually.
So
tested
yeah,
it out a
I
little bit.
demo episode.
yeah, I do have one. Yeah,
With
but that was
Dev,
right.
right?
Yeah, right before we got the house. So at that point, I was like, man, the background kind of fucking sucks. So I'm actually gonna have my cousin Rob. Shout out to him as well. He's gonna do a currency mural
Oh, that's sick.
in the back. Like in the background, and then that'll be what I do in front of. So I actually move in this Saturday, thankfully, to our
That's
house.
awesome.
I was gonna say, do you have like rooms where you're doing like certain stuff for your business? Like
Yep.
a photo shoot room or like a,
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So it's obviously me and my girl bought the house. So we have 3 rooms in the basement, and then also a garage too. So one's our bedroom, obviously.
Okay.
One's gonna be her office. She does creative stuff as well. She might even come out with her own stuff eventually.
That's dope.
She does a lot. So her office, bedroom, my office. That's all 3 rooms upstairs. And then we have the basement. And so in my office, at the very least, will be my embroidery machine. We'll get into that. I'm fucking super geeked about that. But so my embroidery machine, all of my blanks, blank shirts, blank hoodies. Now that I have the embroidery machine, I have blank hats, like anything that I can embroider, I'm just gonna have in stock there. So basically, I do have a office.
Yeah.
I'm kind of rambling now, but yeah, I do have an office. And then the basement will be where we do the podcast. I did want to maybe include, because I obviously deal with a lot of music, I want to maybe include some kind of form of like music aspect as well. But I also do a lot of like just, art stuff with people who don't do music. So I
Yeah.
want to maybe have like something. People do podcasts and have performances all the time. I'm trying to think of something different there.
You could do like a fast painting, like or some shit.
Yeah.
Like just have them sketch some shit and then turn it around. and
Yeah,
show the
like
camera.
how
That'd
one
be
is a
dope.
good aspect of a show, like for like its niche of like eating
Yeah.
hot wings. So there needs to be something.
Well, if you with those artists, but if you need some potential guests, have the TOC family
No,
on
absolutely.
that boy.
No, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do like a 30-minute like timer or like however long you want the episode to be, and that's how long you have to like paint a certain picture of the day or something.
And while you're
That'd be
asking
cool.
them
Yeah.
questions
Yeah,
and
well,
shit
yeah.
like that.
I could do some
That'd
cool.
be-
I
that'd
could
be
do. I
dope.
could. I could set that up pretty.
That'd be
pretty
dope.
Cool,
That'd be
actually.
pretty cool actually.
Or maybe like, it'd be cool. I don't know if I'd be like too self-righteous, but they could try to draw some of my shit.
Yeah.
And they could try. I'll draw a picture that they're coming in.
Or
with.
they could come up like you could have them do like their own currency logo.
Yeah.
And you can make it into something or something.
Ooh.
I
like
can
that.
embroider it. I can
Yeah.
embroider it.
You
That
get what
might
I'm
be
saying?
that might be
Yeah.
what it is. They can come on
Every
and
podcast
make their
does.
own.
You show
shirt.
them some of your designs and they can kind of fit everything into it and make something dope. That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
they can draw off my iPad.
Could be like
and-
a one of one.
Yeah, like I
collector
can make
just
your
for them,
own
just for
shirt.
them,
Yeah,
right?
literally right there.
That'd be dope.
That would be fire.
I think it might have just birthed my podcast right here. I think that might be it.
There it
Now that I
is.
have that machine,
All right. Well, if the link's in the description, go subscribe.
Yeah.
you'll know.
100%.
When do you think you really found a passion for clothes? Like, what inspired you? Who inspired you? You know.
So, I think actually I said this on the All Yeah podcast. I said that Kanye was my biggest inspiration. I actually kind of looked back at that episode and I feel like I was actually wrong. At that moment, I might have felt that way. Kind of crazy now, but actually, like Tyler the Creator, like Odd Future Wolfgang, like their merch actually really inspired me. Actually,
can see
a lot.
that.
Like,
How old are you at this point, though?
dude, we were hanging out, going to Skateland. So
So we're 11, 12,
Yeah.
13 years old.
And then that's why I said, like, whenever me and Devin didn't talk in high school, I was just putting Sharpie on, like, I would take a Champion hoodie and make, like, what would look like dripping or something, you know.
Just a little design.
Yeah.
It's
like
always
just-
artistic.
Yeah, just something, like, small.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, like, where I started doing stuff, and that was at a really young age. And my mom would get pissed that I would draw on, like, new school clothes.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Or, like, she'd get pissed. Like, I wake up for Thanksgiving one day, and I have a hoodie on that's got, like, striped all over.
Yeah.
So, you know, like...
I actually think I met your mom one time at a gas station.
Yeah.
I was wearing one of your clothes, and
Yep.
she like
That's
was like,
dope.
"That's my son."
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, she'll
That's dope.
tell you.
Yeah.
She'll tell you. Shout out my mom. Yeah, she'll tell you. Yeah, she's not afraid, which I love too.
Yeah.
You
Shout
out of
out.
here?
Yeah,
You
shout
out of here, Rob?
shout out Big Rob.
Shout out Rob in the booth.
Yep, he was in that bitch
Yeah.
whispering
Are you
like
leaving?
21 Savage.
No, I gotta let Micaiah.
Oh,
Good luck unlocking that door. That shit confusing.
damn. So you were really inspired and motivated to just like do art at
Yeah.
a really young age.
So
Were you like actually like, are you cold at like drawing and painting and everything, or like?
So like to a certain extent, I really more so did it like I said, having a single mom, so getting the hand me downs and shit, that would really do it. So yeah, that would really do it. Just getting a hand me downs and like I have to like make it kind of look cool. So that's where it started. And in terms of like on paper, so like I said, to a certain extent, I think I've grown more toward my tools
Okay.
on my software.
Yeah.
And like just kind of like organically, not like I was trying to, steer away from being good at pencil and paper. Like my girlfriend is. That's why I'm confident she'll come out with some stuff here because she's really sweet on paper. I kind of utilize my tools.
Yeah.
Like I can't draw like a perfect circle on paper, but I can definitely do that and put some fucking cool shit around it as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
on my iPad.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind to a certain extent. Like my Stomp Your Local Racist, one of my fan favorites. Like that one was done on the iPad. The shading was like a certain way. That I could do on paper because that's kind of like 2-dimensional. This I can do on paper because it's 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like some of the shading, like I don't know fucking shit about fuck.
Yeah.
Do you ever plan on opening a store?
I'm glad that you asked that as well because I had this conversation not too long ago, and I feel like, and this is obviously up for debate as well, but I feel like doing pop-up events is making me enough money to cover a month's rent somewhere. So, and it's all, I might be paying like the hall space like I am for Cam Currency,
Yeah.
but I mean, like that's it. What I need to pay in a month's of rent, I'm doing in one pop-up, and I feel like if that exclusivity isn't there, and I just have an open shop, like that traffic would really slow down.
Yeah.
So I feel like doing pop-ups, and I'm not tied anywhere either. I can openly go where I want in terms of
You're independent.
yeah, exactly,
That's
exactly,
the whole purpose of the
Yeah.
brand.
exactly. So I can still go to different states. I can go 2 hours up to Frankenmuth and not worry about who's going to run my store because I'm doing a pop-up event. So I don't think right now, and plus man, like nobody ever thought COVID was going to happen. So like I don't ever want another shutdown. The thought of Cam Currency not happening makes me fucking like hurt inside.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd ever want a storefront and stress out.
I feel you.
Just to mention, Camp Currency is a non-profit event.
Yes, it is.
So
It's not-
mad
yeah.
props to you for that,
100%.
for the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, we can dive into that now if you want, or we
Let's
can save
go.
it for later.
The
So-
next camp currency?
Yeah. So I'm too excited to keep this in.
Spill
So
it.
yep. So next camp
Fuck yeah,
currency
let's go.
is it's July 1st,
Yep.
2023. Those who aren't aware, that's actually 4th of July weekend. 4th of July, I think, is a Monday.
Okay.
So and I think it is actually a Tuesday or something like that. But we're that Saturday. We are that Saturday of the 4th of July weekend.
Yep.
And it's in Wyandotte, VFW post 1136.
The poster
Yep.
will appear
Poster's
right
right here. The artwork is done.
here. Yeah.
Dude, it's kind of fucking tear shit up. It's a non-profit now, and so what's important about that is that so now all the proceeds from the event are going to be used just for overall charitable reasons, but we're actually specifically going to do a backpack and school supply drive here in August, possibly at Carlson High School. So yeah, you know, shout out to my old high school believing in me for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome. They support
hopefully,
that.
hopefully they don't see what we just said about being high in school earlier.
I'm sure they knew. Dude.
Yeah, Jesus. So yeah. All the proceeds from everything, from food, from everything, will be used toward a charitable reason every year. But this year will be the backpack school supply drive. Next year, hopefully, maybe do like turkey drive for Thanksgiving, or I really wanna get more involved. I feel like that does a lot, even just for me. you know?
Yeah.
Like it really, and it sounds very cliche and like cheesy to say, but like it definitely does. Like I feel like have a more satisfying feeling to the event, knowing that like we're about to do something sweet.
And it like helps so many people out in the community that could be struggling at home with certain stuff.
I,
and,
less
like,
I
fortunate
felt that.
people.
Yeah,
Like,
so,
I
like-
felt that having a single mom. Like,
Yeah.
so. And my mom took care of me, so I don't want to, like, just diss her right now.
Yeah,
either.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shout out my mom. But, like I felt it. Like, I didn't know how to change a tire for the longest time. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. So, like, those were just kind of feelings that I felt. So, it really does help me with, anything that I heard about.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
like anything that I was hearing about prior, working those shitty CVS days.
Yeah.
If I was to talk to myself now and like have that conversation with the younger me, like he would be fucking ecstatic.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
That's
yeah.
awesome, man.
Well,
For real.
if we're touching on that second camp currency, let's talk about the first one a little bit.
Real quick before you get into that, I want to go. It's about that, but I remember after filming that music video, sitting in that Applebee's, and we were talking about shows and stuff like that, and that was the first time I heard these two words together,
Yep.
and it was camp currency.
Yep.
And just how does it feel? First of all, like just from then to right now, what the first one was and how you're getting ready for the second one, and how do you feel at the first one as a whole, like panned out?
So that's a really good question. So a lot has happened from that Pick It Up video and then Camp Currency.
Yeah.
And I feel, and so Camp Currency, that was something I wanted to do for a long time. And I knew that there were steps I had to take prior to doing that. Like time had to have been spent already.
It's a long-term thing
That
that you're looking
yeah,
at.
that's like not something that I can just get a hold of people for, and it's just gonna be a fucking thing. And I don't think people realize that either. Like that, I knew I had to do the magazine first, to be able to showcase. That's kind of what Camp Currency was. Just a live version of that magazine I made with Devin. I want to shout out him again.
Yeah.
And so I knew that was essential first. I did actually 2 versions of that. Both were super fucking awesome. Just about everybody that was in both those magazines was on the Camp Currency lineup. And I want to say that, and we'll touch on this aspect later, but like Camp Currency was kind of like, I remember sitting with my girlfriend in the hospital bed and like before surgery for my brain. I remember sitting there like drawing a little bit because I had to sit there for fucking hours waiting for it to happen. I remember having a conversation with her, and I said, like, whenever this is done, like this is like I'm going to then finally like I'm gonna finally do it. Like I have enough time. It was winter. It was actually March 18th. I had my surgery. It was a week after my birthday. And I remember like, and I feel like that was maybe like a coming to God anxiety moment I had. I was fucking scared. Like I wasn't just cool. I wasn't just fucking like the Fonz with my shades on. Like I'm gonna throw a fucking show. Like I was fucking scared. Like I'm about to die. Like probably so.
That's fucking scary.
So yeah, like I was like, I'm gonna finally do this now. Like, and if it fucking fails, it fucking fails. Like, I'm just gonna at least attempt.
At least I
Take a
tried.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Take a chance.
hey.
That's
a
why we
chance.
all
There
align.
it is.
So yeah,
So that's why we all align.
Yep. And so I ended up. I remember waking up, obviously high as fuck from all the drugs that they gave me.
I talked to you that day. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was fucked up. And then so I remember like waking up, and I remember like the day after, like just looking up venues after that point, and it was just. And at that point, I was like not pissed, but I had something to really prove. Like not even like to anybody, but to myself. Like I really was dead set on doing it. Like there was nothing
Stopping.
there was absolutely nothing that was gonna like stop me from doing that. And I'm glad. Thinking back on that too, like it doesn't even feel like that was even me. Like looking back at the camp currency as a whole, like that doesn't even feel like that. Like I even did that.
It was like a real thing.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I feel you.
So, yeah, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely blessed. Like I just think the stars align for me in a certain way.
Yeah.
That I'm just blessed for. I remember there was a point in time nobody even took me serious. I remember someone who I won't name that I went to high school with, I was very close with, said, I showed him like when I first started dropping, and he said, "Yeah, man, you might be a real clothing brand one day." And I remember just being fucking irate.
Do I know him?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I remember just being fucking pissed.
You're like, I already am.
Yeah, I just remember just fucking. I didn't say nothing to him, but I remember just being like, yeah.
In your head,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, I will be.
Yeah.
And
You got to have that hunger, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
100%. That
yeah.
Mamba mentality, if you
Yeah.
want to say so.
So it's just a really surreal experience. I'm definitely blessed, like to even be here, for all of us to be here, for you to be wearing that. You happen to not be wearing it today, but you're in my latest YouTube
Sorry,
video
I'm
wearing
sorry.
it. No, you wear it all the time.
I am.
So like it's just a blessing. Like
Yeah.
it really is. Like and that words can't even describe that.
Yeah. No, I get you 100%. And as a fan of Currency and just knowing you, it was so, like I texted you that night and said it. Like, it was just such a great event, and I was proud of everybody that did something.
Yeah.
And it was.
I barely remember it. Like it was such a surreal experience. I was out for like 2 days. Nobody knows this as well, and I'll reveal this right now. Only person that knew this was actually my girlfriend, and this is why I love her so much, because she supported me. I went all in on that event. When it came like the week of, and I'm paying like videographers, photographers, I'm paying for like all the pop in there, and I'm whatever. Everything. That's what a lot of people don't know too, is that me and Devin funded all of that.
Yeah.
And I cashed in. Like if that wasn't a hit, I couldn't pay rent that month.
Yeah.
And the only person who knew that was my girlfriend.
You just dropped it and said, fuck it. Dude.
Yeah, like and that's why she did not have a second of doubt in me at all. While I did.
Yeah.
Like while I was like puking up for 2 days. Like I puked like Gabe was asleep on my fucking basement floor, and I was puking my fucking brains out in the basement sink. Like just fucking frightened. Like I'm about to like
Just stick to your stuff. Yeah.
So, and it all worked out. Like there was just like at that, like I said, I was just so like dead set on doing it. There was nothing that was gonna stop me from doing it. And if it didn't work out, I was gonna be homeless.
Oh, wow.
Like I wasn't gonna be able to pay rent. Yeah, like that. I cashed in on all of that.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to her for supporting you though, because that takes a lot, and that's hard to find nowadays.
Yeah,
So,
no.
you got
Shout
a
out to
real
her.
one,
She
bro.
no. I talk about her in every podcast because she hasn't done it yet, but she's really artistic. So like, and now I'm trying to get her to create her own stuff too.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah,
dope.
no. She has a lot in the vault that she hasn't done yet. So hopefully you'll see this. Hopefully.
Also, props to you for just making Camp Currency even possible, because like
100%.
that was a crazy night, and I don't know, just props to you, man.
And it put.
There's so much that goes
Yeah.
into that.
It
Yeah.
put so many artists on stage that haven't been able to do that, and it was just
It was stressful.
you showed
Yeah.
showed the talent of Downriver that night.
It was stressful, and that's also like, I do feel like a lot of people that we all knew growing up, I feel like it remotivated a lot of people to start doing. They just taking their art serious. Like I don't want to say I'm the reason or anything, because that's not the
helped.
case. That's not.
It definitely.
I'm not
helped.
gonna sit here and be a fucking dick and say I'm the reason for this, or
Yeah.
But I do feel like it gave people a reason to like take their art serious, and like it gave like, for example, I always kind of felt like I had a hard time showing certain people my music, or I had a hard time, or sorry, not my music. I was listening to them rapping there.
Yeah.
My clothes, my designs, because that's not for everybody, and like I would maybe get kind of disappointed reaction from some people that were close to me. I really wanted to be happy for me.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was a space for everybody to be taken serious with no judgment.
A less arrogant way of saying what you just said was that you're like a pioneer. You know what I mean? Like you said, I'm not gonna take like credit for it, but like to an extent, you're a pioneer. You get what I'm saying?
I created, I feel, a safe space for now everybody to take their art serious.
Yeah, for real.
It's now something that I feel like is looked for. It's still talked about. I still see pictures and videos that people repost. Like that was some people's first performance.
Yeah.
Some people haven't performed since then. So like to see people so happy about it goes beyond me. I even still hear stories of. I won't go into too much detail, but there's just some people like. There's just people that I didn't think would enjoy that really came and enjoyed it. Like people on Facebook, people brought their kids to it.
Yeah.
And like said like their kids had like the best fucking time.
Yeah.
That I didn't even know. So it's a really nice feeling to know that was a safe space.
Yeah.
It's got to feel good to be making a positive impact in the community.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Something else I want to touch on. The designs you come up with, you got to be on psychedelics in order to come up with these things, dude. Like, how do you come up with these designs?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that. So yes, the answer is yes. So wholehearted yes. So anybody who knows me and even probably sees my designs probably already know. I definitely love a good mushroom trip or preferably acid trip. Actually,
This has just turned into a Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
But yeah. So anybody who knows me definitely knows that I don't get into pills. I don't even drink. Siren tries to ask me to go out all the time. I'm always like, no.
Because you know how many people have came up to me, like I'll be wearing currency shit, and they're like, "Hey, Colton, that's my guy. You'd be the most popular."
And I'm
guy
never there. No, you know me, but you've never seen
The
me.
way that you described it was you were kind of like Batman. Like
Yeah.
people knew who you were,
I'm
but then you're not going to see them.
And I kind of prefer it that way.
Yeah.
So I don't drink. I don't take any kind of intoxicant. And smoking weed, I definitely loved it. I just rolled one up. I'm waiting to spark. I gotta find it later. But I love I do love a good trip though, man.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple. Got one, Gabe? There's one. I'll catch it. Nope. At least we got it on camera. But there's one logo in specific. I remember like being fucking balls to the wall tripping. I would start getting going on some shit. And lately I've been having to be an adult. So like last like year or so, I haven't been able to trip. While making logos. But yeah, that's where it started though. That's definitely where it started. Like for sure. There was one. It's the eye for an eye, and it's got I think a rose coming out of each eyeball or just one of them. I don't remember if it was because I was tripping.
That a picture will appear right now.
Yep. And I remember like that was like balls to the wall. That was like probably the highest I've ever been. Like for sure. And
just making clothes.
Yeah, like yeah. And yeah. I was super sweaty, I remember. Like don't get me wrong, it's a good time, but like I can definitely be like, yeah, dude. Like
do you ever have like such a crazy trip that you make something when you're tripping and then like next day you wake up and go look and you don't remember it?
So it's never that I don't remember it, like I blacked out or anything, but I will look at something and I'll be like, I don't know why I thought that was cool. Like I can't really think of anything specific, but there's been a couple of times where like I was like intoxicated, and I got to going and like it just wasn't making sense. There's a couple different versions of that logo too that like just didn't work out, like didn't make sense.
Is that one of them?
Yeah.
That was a trip?
Yep, that was a trip right there. Well, actually, that one itself, that one might have been like a sober one, but I tried to, that was like I went through a lot to make that logo. Mm-hmm. That was probably my best-selling one until the Stomp Your Local Racist. Like, I went through a couple different versions. Like, at first, only the top, you can only see like the top of the skull. Then, like, I felt like the teeth looked weird, so it became a gold tooth.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This logo will appear so you guys can understand what he's talking about.
Yeah, I got to send you guys a lot of files.
By the way, we're going to need a lot of videos of pictures.
Yeah. So yeah. But majority of them, that's kind of where it started. Now, I don't have as much time to trip and stuff.
I was going to say, do you have any, like, crazy stories from tripping?
Yeah, actually, there's actually one time I dropped.
So excited!
I dropped. Well, I have a couple, man. I have a couple. But I dropped a fake tab at acid one time. It was like chemicals. Honestly, a good fucking time. I'm not advocating to do it. Like when my little brother see this, don't do this.
Don't do drugs,
Yeah,
kids.
Jesse Riley.
Bro, don't do
this.
fucking chemicals.
I didn't know. You don't know until it's going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, and
What do you think it was?
I don't know the exact chemical, but it was definitely just some fake shit. And it was a good time. Like that was probably I knew that it was fake whenever I was tripping hard. But
Yeah.
the thing about that is one, I do like the visuals because I know like it's not like nothing's gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? Like nothing's gonna hurt me here. I can't overdose. As long as you're around good people too, nothing's gonna happen.
That's
to
what
you.
I've heard. You have to be in like a good environment.
Yeah,
to,
Yeah.
like, be
and that's
comfortable and
that's
stuff.
why I don't go out that much because like I can get paranoid for certain reasons.
People are sketchy.
Yeah. And like I don't know who knows me out here in this world now. Like, someone I could have cut someone from Cam Currency and they fucking try to fuck me up for it. And
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even like remember who it is. So and that's like obviously not the only reason why I go out. That's just kinda me, going on a tangent. But that's kind of I think what did like foster like me never wanting to go out was just me having a better time, like eating tabs of acid and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was much better to me.
I mean, looking at it now, it was probably for the best because you got a successful clothing brand. so-
Yeah. Like any weekend, if you see me on like Snapchat or my Instagram stories, my business page, you definitely will always see me on a Saturday at like 2 a.m, like posting my orders. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
every time I look
Yep.
at your snap, you're delivering
You're
shit.
grinding,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah.
Like I do. That's not that I don't go out because like I'll go on vacation and definitely be off the hen dog for sure. But
Shout out, Henny.
yeah, but it's just not something that I just locally go do.
Yeah, dude, your work ethic's crazy.
It's insane.
I feel like you eat, sleep, breathe, all this.
Yeah, some people get annoyed by it. Some like I'll drive past a place and I'm like, oh, that's a perfect spot for Cam Currency, and like nobody was talking. Like I get very overly excited
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
But that's a good thing though. Like you
Yeah.
You're
want to
still
have
excited
that.
about the stuff you've been doing for
That's
a
what
few
I'm
years.
saying.
That's awesome. You got the passion for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like staying hungry, and like even if there was any moment that I felt like upset, Bragan Surgery kicked that shit out of me. You know
I've
what I'm
been saying to like this is probably like the third or fourth episode I'm saying it. Always be hungry, never be satisfied. Don't get complacent.
This is like at least the third one where this has been mentioned.
I'm just glad he said that. He said
No,
gotta be
yeah.
hungry. So I was like,
100%.
Like I know what it feels like to be fucking hungry. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like so it fucking sucks. It's actually like why, like I said, my business is called Currency. Like any motivation I need is actually on my shirt.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of that, when's the Take a Chance merch when
Oh,
are we gonna
yeah.
collaborate with that?
oh man, so I'm glad you asked that too. I'm so fucking geeked up about this embroidery machine. Expect,
Yeah.
Oh, that was
another-
next, yeah.
Well, no, I was
expect
gonna
all
bring it up.
embroidery coming from Currency Clothing Co. All types of shit. Now it's over, but yeah, it's coming very soon. Some TAC merch.
I want a TAC Currency Leatherman jacket.
I can do that.
That'd
That'd be
be
so
hard.
I
sick.
can embroider everything. Like, and honestly, my buddy Lil Siren over here might have the last screen printed T-shirt to
Right
come
here.
out.
I still remember the first drop I got. It was it was like the juice box.
Yep.
It was like all white and it was
Yep.
red and blue juice box. And you had the logo right here and then on the back. And I actually wear it in the Pick It Up video.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So that is pretty cool. Got one of the first and got one of the last of the what? How did you say it was? What is it called? Like when it's like this?
Screen printed.
Screen printed.
Yep.
Listen, I have a few ideas regarding that. Take a Chance.
Oh, he'll send me
Currency merch.
like hoodies and
Dude.
shit of designs
Oh,
and shit
dude.
like that.
I know you
yeah.
sent me
I
some.
sent
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah.
Please.
But,
Please do.
I think not having records or podcast on it makes more sense. So it's just Take a Chance.
Take a Chance
'Cause
is a
that
brand.
that could just relate to anything
Yeah.
in life. You know what I mean?
Take a
Of
Chance
course,
is-
we'll have like the little collector's item type of deal with
Yeah.
that says podcast or record.
Yeah.
They can come out with ideas like that. But I think like the main focus should just be Take a Chance.
Like Barstool, for example. Barstool, like it doesn't.
There's Barstool.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
doesn't-
sports anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't say like Barstool podcast. It
Yeah.
doesn't say like they might have those, but majority of their brand is just Barstool.
Yeah,
You
Yep.
know?
I get that.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no, that's coming soon. Oh, shit.
We'll be talking.
Yeah, all I do is make clothes. So, shit. Yeah,
We'll
get
see.
at me.
We'll see what
for
happens.
sure. When did shoes come into the play?
So shoes came into play. Like that was actually something that, and you can even like go on my old Twitter and like look at it. I I had another old previous job at Dunham's. I don't mind saying my old previous job because fuck them. But and they had a bunch of like, I don't know if it was like Reebok, but just like some old all white just shoes. Like I could paint them if I want, and that was the original thought, is painting a bunch of shoes. And then that didn't seem practical to like buy in bulk. I don't know if I'll be able to find those shoes again.
Yeah.
And I'm big on keeping everything in stock besides certain things. So that came into play like then, and I never really had an outlet to do it, and I found a good manufacturer that could do it for me. And then so that's when I was able to design, get some good templates, make some really sweet shit. And then I was able to release them. And I even now have slides with that same manufacturer. But what's nice with that embroidery machine, I can just now start doing all that shit myself. So like you can now it's gonna be a little bit different. You know what I mean? Now it's gonna be.
Aren't you wearing them right now? The first pair.
Yes, I'm so glad you asked.
The first pair.
I didn't want to be that guy.
No, the first pair. Yeah.
No, I didn't want to be that guy. A little dirty 'cause I wear them every day.
Yeah, that works.
Yep.
Like a Vans looking style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Imagine
Kinda-
if he came out with like some hoop and shit.
Oh my
That's what's
god.
next. And that I can do it all now.
Yeah, I
so
want to know
sick.
like your future with the shoes because I feel like you could really do something crazy with those. Like, when's the next ones? It could be a whole line. You
yeah,
could have
it's
the,
coming very
the Colton
not-
Luke 3s.
And bro,
yeah.
that's the thing,
Yep.
bro. It's like so many. There's like growing up. There's no new shoe brands.
Nope.
There really isn't. It's the same guys. So like to have something new, and especially it would be around where we live and shit like that. That'd be so fucking sick.
I really think that that skateboarding market, like stuff like that, is really what is
Yeah.
probably the main focus. Obviously,
Of currency,
but-
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I would agree with that.
I do tap in. I do obviously, like we talked about earlier. I like tapping with the skating community, the music community,
I
obviously
thought you
as
said
well.
the skinny community.
Oh, no.
I was like,
And we discriminate.
No, I got up to 5X for you. I got up to 5X. But skating, music, gaming, even like the sports world as well. And that's like something that, like I said, like creating a safe space like Camp Currency. It really is for everybody.
Yeah.
Obviously, some designs might say something that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not
Not everybody wants to wear. Those
yeah,
sort of
you
things.
can't wear
Yeah.
it to like a school. Not everything you can wear mine to a school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do, I do feel like it's inclusive for everybody.
you already touched on it a little bit, but your brain surgery.
Right.
I'm sure. I know. I'd say like half of it,
Yeah.
But for the people that don't know, how'd that come about? What was it like getting that news? Just the whole backstory behind this brain surgery.
Yeah.
Let's run me through it.
Yeah, so that fucking sucked. So basically, how that went was, thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't had it this year because we are in the middle of the winter right now. But I would always get a strep throat, always, every winter. So I knew what to do about it. I would just go to the ER or urgent care, depending on the time,
Yeah.
and just get some antibiotics, and I'm done. So it was that situation. I have strep throat, and then it's like 3 a.m, so I'm like, hey, tell my girlfriend I'm just going to run to the ER. I'll be back. I'm just going to call off work, and I'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And I go there, and for some odd reason, I don't know why, but I told them, like, yeah, I get this every year. All I need is antibiotics. They chose to do a CAT scan on me. I don't know if it was to see if I had, like, throat cancer or, like, I don't know what the fuck it was for.
Thank God, though.
Yeah, I don't know what it was for. I never really asked. And so they did the CAT scan, and they ended up seeing that I had a lump, a malformation on my brain. And it was actually called, the proper term was an AVM, or it's called an AVM, AV malformation.
Okay.
It's arteriovenous. So what it was is it wasn't like cancerous. Thankfully, that was the biggest blessing of it all. It wasn't cancerous. But it was a situation where it was a part of my artery and my vein. It's where an artery and a vein grew together growing up.
Okay.
So it was cut off some oxygen for me. Nothing that was like I didn't know I had this.
Yeah.
I still had strep throat. Like that didn't even change. Like, you know what I mean? So it's and the problem with this AV malformation was that being that I was young, I was good to go. Oh yeah, sorry, hitting it. But
Oh, you're good.
being that I was young, I was kind of good to go in terms of, like, I would be all right. But as the older I got, I had a higher chance for a brain bleed. So in terms of, like, me tripping and just falling on the sidewalk and, like, my brain
could be fatal,
That's
yeah.
it. And, like, and there is no, like, it happens, then you fix it. Like, it just, if you have a brain bleed, like, I'm dead.
Yeah,
or I'm, fucked up.
Fuck yeah.
So, in, like, the recovery of, like, you doing that surgery older, like, it's not, you'll survive. Like, but you're gonna hurt more. You know, not gonna be as fast. So I knew if they have it, like I need to do this now.
Yeah.
So they found it, and it was like it was a terrible situation in terms of like I had so many like follow-up appointments of like this brain test, blood test, plasma test, and I had to do all these different tests, and that was kind of the biggest thing. I just had so many different tests to do. It made it so long of a process. It's like a 3-month thing, and then I had really long hair. My hair's getting long right now, as you can probably see on the camera.
But it was long.
Yeah, it was getting really long, and they didn't tell me that it was gonna fuck me up if I had long hair. Cause I asked them like, "Hey, like, should I cut my hair?" Like, I don't mind. Like, I'm, I'll wear whatever. I don't care. And they were like, no, they were bald, so they were like trying to make me feel better and joking with me. And they're like, yeah, like, don't ask a bald man what to do with their hair. Like, you're fine, you're good.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. And so they showed me a video, but I didn't know it was gonna be like this. They're like, all right, like I'm there waiting for hours, like I said, for my surgery. They put me in a wheelchair, like, all right, come with us. Say bye to my girlfriend. I go in this different room, like the room next to her. And they put this fucking headgear on me, and it was like, it reminded me of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory scene where he's like, got some fucking braces and shit.
Oh yeah.
But it was on my head, and like I felt like, and I can kind of like still feel them, like they like I felt something touch on each side, and they're like, all right, like just breathe in, and I was like, okay. I thought they were gonna give me a shot, and I was at that point used to needles, always getting poked and prodded for tests. So I was like, cool, I'm ready. And I heard it, and I felt a fucking drill like just go into my head.
Oh my god!
And then, so the first two, like it hurt like a bitch for sure, and I was like bitching up a storm. But like that wasn't like they were like, this is like just so the laser to kill off the AVM malformation. It won't get blood to us. So you don't have to worry about it. So like this will align the laser like where it's mathematically placed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fight it at that point, so I just say okay.
Yeah.
And then the two in the back are what fucked me up because my hair wrapped around the drill.
Oh.
So that was terrible.
Fuck.
And my shit was thankfully it was really long, so like it wasn't like my skin was pulling or anything because like that was the thing that they might have had to cut it if it was a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But I wish they just would have cut it overall because that was terrible. So that was a horrible time. And after that, I was bitching up a storm. I was like, fuck. I was like really like in the room, like fucking shoot me up with something.
I got
like,
screws in my head.
Yeah,
do
I was
something.
like, yeah, do something. And then I was just kind of bitching like left and right. And eventually, like they gave me a bunch of stuff that put me out.
So they didn't do anything for the screws?
No. I never even got any painkillers after that. Never even got any painkillers. So,
oh my god.
So, but I do remember that glorious moment, and I do have a picture, but I don't think it'll be suitable for this podcast. That'll be maybe more of my podcast thing. So
Yeah.
But
Is it on IG?
No, it's like you can see the holes in my head. I have a picture of them.
Okay.
Like so, I do remember the glorious moment of like the nurse coming in and like, all right, and like she did it. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been by hand. And, like, I kind of, like, grit my teeth, and I felt like I heard a drill. Because I do remember her doing it by hand to take him out.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That seems more horrible than them just doing it.
Yeah, the screws were the worst part of it all. And then...
Oh, my God.
What did actually suck even more fucking balls about that was the recovery. Like, I felt like my hair was getting pulled for, like, months at a time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, just fucking terrible overall.
Well, I'm glad you were you made it out of that safe and alive. For real.
Yeah, 100%. And there's something I kind of want to touch on because it affected my life and yours. It happened right before all the brain surgery stuff. We lost a good friend to us.
Yep.
And I kind of wanted to, his name was Sage Perez.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. And I hadn't been close to him for a while, but I have a lot of good stories about Sage that I'm definitely going to touch on when I'm sitting where you're sitting. But I kind of wanted to hear how your guys' relationship was because I knew you guys were really close.
Yeah, dude, that was my fucking guy.
Yeah.
That was my fucking guy. I remember, I have a lot of stories. Me and him used to fucking argue back and forth, like, something about this motherfucker and playing basketball. He would throw fucking elbows.
That's
and
how
knees,
I met, bro.
Playing like a football player.
Yeah, like just fucking me up, and like that's probably my most like the funniest memory I have. And like but it wasn't like just one. It was all the fucking time in school at our buddy Chase's house. Fucking
Shout out the Crosses
Yep.
too. Those are the homies too. Yeah.
Yep. Shout out Chase, Jacob,
Yeah.
Taylor even too. Shout out Chris. He was also around that time dating.
Oh, Chris too. Yeah.
Yep.
Jordan Cross.
No. It's
There's an older sister.
is her name Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe.
know her.
Oh, okay, maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
Jordan's a good people too. Shout out Jordan. And shout out Shannon, their mom. She's like a second mom.
That's
too.
an OG too.
They used to live down the road from my dad.
Yep.
Growing up in Melvindale.
They told me that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sage was such a good kid, and it was just so horrible when that happened. And I knew you were really close to him. And the last time I actually had seen you before Camp Currency was at his funeral.
Yeah, that actually his funeral was the same week as my brain surgery.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
all so quick.
I remember sitting there. I remember sitting there next to Chase and Chris, and I remember this. It's hard to explain, but I remember like at that point I kind of felt like I was gonna die, like with brain surgery, and like I remember like kind of being there and been like, all right, like I definitely gotta have a reason now. Like I should have to begin with, but like I definitely gotta have a reason now. It's honestly hard to put in words whenever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different because that was my first friend that I lost growing up. I'm still young,
Yeah.
so
Same here.
There's a lot of words that I want to say but kind of can't come out about it. So
Yeah.
shout out to my boy.
Shout out Sage. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Your memory is definitely living on through so many people, and especially Currency.
I keep his picture actually in my wallet, and I take a picture at every single event, like holding it up. And I'll take a picture like of the crowd.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Because that boy used to dance his ass off. Like,
100%.
I can't even think about like his funeral. You know, I can only think about him fucking dancing his ass off.
Yeah.
And he's actually the one that showed me it's Modelo time. So like, yeah, that's my fucking boy.
Yeah, that's a homie, man.
I don't know your take on the afterlife, but have you had any like moments where you like felt like he was like with you type of deal?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I felt like at Camp Currency he was there, like 100%.
I remember, yeah.
I put it. I'm not sure if anybody even like realized or knew, or like I think only me and Dev knew. I put an X on the ground and like masking tape like in the front. Like I know that he would have been then that bitch like fucking.
I saw you do that. I didn't know that was the reason, but I definitely
yeah,
did see you do
yeah,
that.
So, yeah, no, like 110%. Like if only. Like it's fucked up because he was like talking to me like about my brain surgery and telling me that I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was fucked up to like the fact that he didn't like see that out with me.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
talking to you after your brain surgery, and we were both just kind of like, Sage was there.
Yeah.
He was watching.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was one thing I still think about. I still actually look at that shit every day. That picture I got of him. Like I said, it's just hard to put in words. Like
Yeah.
like every holiday I'll see something. Like he used to basically live at the Crosses, so I would see him all the fucking time.
Yeah.
We'd fucking yell at him to do his homework and shit. my boy.
Yeah. Just wanted to touch. We can move on from it, but I just wanted to touch on that a little bit
No.
because it was something that
No,
affected me
he
greatly
definitely
too.
deserves the proper time for sure.
100%.
Shout out my
100%.
mans.
All right, coming down to the quick hitters though. Do you ever get creator's block, and if so, how do you overcome it?
I take drugs, and yes, the answer is yes, I do.
At least you're honest about it.
Fair enough.
Quick hitter, literally.
Quick hitter.
There's always room for improvement. No one's perfect. What do you think your biggest weakness is?
I need to break away. I feel like I have a common theme in my clothes. You know, and like that's what people do love, but I do feel like I do need to I can always get better at drawing and whatnot.
feel you.
And you know what I mean? And like there's people I've said like a lot, but there's a lot of people that are I would think better than me out there right now that, you know, I still ask for help like making these. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I still have to get help from people. And like I ask advice, and like I'm in a good community. I think of like graphic designers in my own space where I can still get better. Like I need it's sweet, but that's like 2-dimensional. I can still do better.
So dope.
I hear
Yeah,
ya.
no, it's cool,
Yeah.
but
Out of all the clothes you make, what have been your favorite, or what are your favorite type of clothes to make?
Ooh.
Oh man, I definitely do rock the shoes. Like if we're talking stats, I definitely rock the shoes like way fucking more. And that's I would say probably my favorite to like make. But
I fucked with your slides.
I mean, shoes overall. Like I
Yeah.
think might be my favorite item to make, but my favorite design overall that I made was definitely the Stomp Your Local Racist. Like I definitely knew. Oh, I was actually afraid to release that because I thought that like that might be too much.
Get like a bad review
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, I do definitely get like I do get death threats and shit like on Instagram. Of, like,
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Quit
No,
being rude.
people say some.
Stop out your local.
People say some
race.
really fucked up shit to me, like not knowing who I am. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah, that please stop being mean to me. Like like different like groups will.
Yeah.
Some people feel some type of way about the Stomp Your Local Racist. Some about the devil. Some about like everything. There's some for everything.
If you could collab with any artist, I'm not saying like music artists, I'm saying, like
Just
a
anybody.
fashion designer, like a, Virgil or like Kanye
Yeah.
or something, who would you want to do a collab drop with?
So, the mainstream answer is probably Tyler the Creator. I would definitely go nuts with some Odd Future stuff.
That'd be fire.
And then the kind of underground answer is this. I want to, unless my research is wrong, I feel like he's from Michigan as well, but his name is COLTON.
Yes.
I don't know.
I follow him on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yep.
He's insane.
Yep, and I feel like my style's aligned. He doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah.
But I would love for him to, and my style I think definitely does align with his.
That's dope.
So
Yeah, I remember he did when Kobe passed. He did like a cool little sketch, and it
Yep.
was just some shit. And then I remember there was another one where he did like Step Brothers,
yep.
and it was some dope shit. So yes, that'd be fucking amazing.
What I like about him is that he has like a character that he like kind of reappears in all of his designs, and I kind of really like that idea. So if I could collab with somebody that was my more like I would probably even choose to collaborate with him over Tyler the Creator in that
Yeah.
future. Yeah, like I think he's fucking sweet.
That'd be some dope ass shit.
Yeah. I might even be saying his fucking name wrong. Like, so I'm sorry if I am. Like, work with me, man.
Yeah.
Shout out him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is probably the most popular question that gets
It's my
talked about.
Favorite question that gets asked on this podcast.
5 dinner guests, dead or alive, could be anyone who's sitting at your dinner table with you.
We could be celebrities, athletes, family, whoever.
5 of them.
5.
That are alive.
Yep.
What are we eating? I'm just joking.
He gets like really into it.
All
I'm like,
What are some of the other answers that I want to kind of gauge where this went for
Well, you
everybody?
got to think you're
Go
our
ahead.
first non-artist, like non-rapper,
yeah.
non-musician.
And another thing too, we will
Okay.
tell you after some of our favorite
so
ones.
like I'm expecting yours to be different because a lot of theirs was based off of like
music majority.
yeah, like artists. or-
Okay.
But if yours is music majority, like that's fine too.
Yeah.
Like,
No, none of it is.
Okay, then go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
So if I could have a seat at the table, it would probably be with. I'd probably put Codon there to like learn from him. I would probably put maybe someone who was a good businessman, because that's what somebody I do value myself on. So maybe like a Jay-Z or like.
I was gonna say
or like-
Jay-Z or
yeah.
Diddy, like that
Those,
type of vibe.
those were the
Yeah.
two. So one of the two, kind of,
I'm picking Jay.
I'm picking Diddy, low-key.
I think I'm picking Jay too.
So you got Jay and Codon.
And then for my entertainment, I would probably have Lil Boosie.
Hey.
We talk. Whose podcast did we?
Fats.
Fats.
Yep.
That's his favorite rap. So we
Yeah.
talked about him a lot.
That sounds like something
Yeah.
that Fats would say. Shout out to Fats.
Shout out Fats.
Um,
Go check out his episode.
so that's 3, and then, man, that's a really fucking tough answer.
I love this question.
Because like that this would be a valuable conversation for me. Fuck, man. Probably Kobe for my 4th.
100. That'd be one of
That's a good
mine.
answer. You got
And
an
then-
athlete in there.
Yeah, because I know he's a really good businessman as well.
100, yeah.
Also a good dad.
Wait, who was your third one?
My 3rd one was
Boosie, Jay-Z,
Boosie.
and
Oh,
Codon
so
and Kobe.
Boosie is replacing for a comedian, I would say.
So I would actually like to put. I did have a comedian in mind.
Go ahead.
Man, I do love stand up. It's actually a hidden secret of that. If I wasn't making clothes, I'd probably do stand up.
That's how I. That's the same
Hey.
thing with music.
Man, I know some even good local comedians.
Ken Wood.
I was-
Wood's
wanna get him
fucking
on here.
hilarious.
I actually, oh man, I love Ken Wood. I actually, and I'll go finish this question, but I did entertain the idea of maybe like we had that opening hour of Camp Currency where there's no performing. Maybe
just
like,
him stand up. That'd be kind of
Ooh,
dope.
That would be hard.
That'd be kinda sick.
hard.
that would be nice. So yeah, Ken, if you see this, man, call me.
Come hop on a fucking pod as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make me laugh.
Half on
Yeah.
a pod, bro. Yeah. So, fuck
Number
it.
5.
We're gonna put my boy Kenwood, I guess.
Okay, so
He's coming to the table.
He's coming on the table.
Kenwood,
That's
Jay
lit.
Z.
I valued the local talent. I
Yeah.
valued that a lot.
You got Kenwood, Jay Z, COLTON, Kobe, and Lil Boosie.
It was hard not to put Hitler in there for real. 'Cause I wanted to ask him like, what's up with that shit?
What the fuck's your deal, bro?
Yeah,
valid
and then
question. It's a
Lil
valid
Boosie's
question.
there too, and he's like, oh man, like what, you know?
No, that's a valid question for sure.
So
Some of
yeah.
the other ones we have heard, Charlie Sheen.
That's fucking.
We have heard
I
J-
should have picked someone who did a lot of drugs too.
We have heard Jesus Christ,
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. We've heard 2023 Kanye West.
Okay,
Why?
it's not even
Yeah.
fucking. Who the fuck said that?
PJ.
Oh my
PJ,
god.
well, bro, PJ goes.
Shout out PJ. I do remember him saying that now that you said that to me.
He goes Martin Sheen. Charlie Sheen. Martin Sheen's like his brother or something. Charlie Sheen, and then 2023 Kanye West. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, bro, that's the table.
Who were the other two?
Who else
Yeah,
did he?
I
say?
guess doesn't fucking matter after
Yeah,
that.
John
But
Cena. And
He did John Cena. That's right. He did John Cena. I think he said Future. Might have been one of
I
them.
don't remember.
Yeah, it was
dude.
something like that. But there's been some funny ones that we sat there and been like, wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, one of the final questions: where do you see yourself in 10 years?
man, yeah. So I don't even really know. I don't know. Like in terms, I want to definitely have Camp Currency. Like
On some Rolling Loud type,
yeah, that definitely needs to be
type feat.
far more advanced.
Yeah.
Man, like that is so tough. That's really tough because I hope that when I look back on this episode in 10 years that I am full time just making clothes. Like, nah, I do already, but just like nothing but clothes and the shows every weekend. Getting into more shows. That's where I want to do. Maybe have a Camp Currency in the winter too. A lot, there's a lot of different things I think about right
It'd be
now.
cool if it was like Camp Currency Los Angeles, Camp Currency
Exactly.
Brooklyn, Camp Currency
Exactly.
Detroit. You know, like some shit like that. That'd be dope.
Well,
And
I really
that's-
hope you can achieve that. For
100%.
Sure.
I hope I'm there, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
Stay consistent.
Yep. Yep.
Stay hungry.
Stay hungry. Never be satisfied.
100%.
But nah, before we send you off, I just want to give you your flowers. Doing a lot for the community. Like I said, just keep working, keep grinding. Everything's gonna pay off, and yeah, keep working. It's
Fucking
good.
Yeah,
get it.
and
Yeah.
It's all love, man.
We touched on our relationship earlier, so I'm not going to go into that again. But seeing how much you've grown just from the Pick It Up video, like just that, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, likewise, both of you. Like this is
appreciate that,
where
man.
I feel like we've all been kind of elevating at the
Keep
same
it.
time.
Yeah, it's
keep
awesome,
inspiring
man.
the youth.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm trying, man. I
Be
doubt.
independent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if someone out there does look up to me, for sure, I fucking love you. But like, I don't expect it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's just
I definitely make a lot of fucked up like clothes, So like that's where it's like, I don't want to encourage someone to like, sacrifice a goat or something.
that's
Like,
one of his drops, bro.
that is one of them.
Oh shit.
A bestseller at Camp Currency.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got any shout outs you want to give before we send
Yeah,
off?
go ahead.
Shout out my dog Gabe, Marco. Shout out my girl Nani. Shout out all yeah. They put a lot of they put a lot of trust into me for sure. Trying to think, there's more. Shout out Take a Chance. Shout out Chance, Nate, Siren. Shout out
Appreciate
everybody
that.
who comes up with me. I'll shout out everybody at Camp Currency. Devin too. Shout out. I'm trying to get a chef there. Shout out my boy Coda.
That'd be so
Yeah, because I was kind of unpleased with how Camp Currency didn't have that good of a selection of food. So we're definitely going to change that. And a shout out to everybody who supports me, really.
For real.
Because, like I said, I'm just blessed. And the stars aligned for me in a certain way. And, like, the 2019 me that was hurting would not have ever in a million years thought that I would even be in this seat, let alone what I'm doing out of the seat. So I say it all the time, like, I love you all. And, like, I feel like I say it so much, like, it almost sounds like it's
Broken record.
yeah, like, I don't mean it or something, but holy fuck. Like, I don't know what I would do with my life. Like, all this time that I've spent, like, what that would even fucking look like if it wasn't for Currency Clothing.
Yeah, for real.
So I fucking appreciate everybody who supports me, stands behind me, and everything I do.
Always will. Keep working.
Yeah, so that's it.
This was a
Yep.
banger of an episode.
This might be my.
This is probably my favorite one we've
up there.
done,
No
to be honest
offense
with
to
you.
any other people. We've had great conversations, but this one just.
I love everybody who came on already too. So
Yeah,
you know,
no,
what I'm
this
saying?
this was a good one.
I'll see you guys at Camp Currency 2023.
Yes, sir.
Hell
With
yeah.
that-
Selling out shows. It's getting real, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, with that being said, we are about to sign off. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see ya.
We will.